Hello. Hello, welcome. Welcome to stream. How's everyone doing? Uh I this one's I'm planning for this one to be a little less energy. I mean, I don't have that much energy to begin with when I stream, but I sort of was just thinking, well, I'm gonna be drawing anyway, so it'd be good to stream it, but I don't know if I'm gonna be talking much. We'll have to see. But yes, Merry. Oh, right. Yes, I forgot. Christmas. Yes, Merry Christmas, everyone. That's something that's happening. We don't really celebrate that over here, so I've sort of grown to forget that it's Christmas in other places. But yes, Merry Christmas indeed. So, uh, I'm just gonna be working on the witch that I'm doing. I'm redrawing her again because I let it sleep for a night and was looking at this design and I was like, the shape's a little simple, if that makes sense. Like it is one continuous sausage. Even though it has smaller shapes coming off of it, this is just like one shape. So I thought, well, it'd be better to break it up into two. So I'm making it that the maggots or the parasites are coming out here, and then she has like this draping silk, uh, veil that goes behind her. But it's here, so that it breaks up the top half and the bottom half. I got some wonderful references for that as well. So hopefully I can try and capture the yumminess of the maggots or the parasites like this. And you might be wondering why Seaman is here. And the reason is because I just got the idea. I keep thinking to myself, why am I not pushing it further? Why am I not pushing it further? So the most recent idea that I had was uh in the face region. It sort of bothered me that, well, she doesn't really have a face. There is no face. So I thought, well, what if the parasites coming out of her head here have faces? So it's like a bunch of faces on each of them, or each with one face. So the parasites are the heads with their own faces. And then I thought, oh, you know what's like a really creepy thing with a human face on it that I could take reference from? Seaman. And so I searched up Seaman, uh, this guy, right? And he doesn't look as creepy as I remember. I had this image in my head where it's like, oh, this is gonna be an awesome reference. I remember that thing looking creepy. So I searched it up and I'm like, oh shit, he doesn't really look creepy, does he? He's kind of just a dude. No, Seaman, him, this guy. This guy's Seaman from the game, Seaman. Uh, but yeah, he doesn't. It's not what I for some reason because I haven't looked it up in so long. I've made up this image in my mind that he was this like this creepy um uncanny valley fish man in my head. But then he's just a dude on a fish. That thing terrified me. Well, yeah, I had the childhood memory of it and being like, "Ugh, that thing was horrifying." But now it's like it's a dude's face. So we got to do some tinkering with the heads. I don't know what to use as reference for the faces. We can probably just come up with something on our own, but I thought I had some reference in my head, but sadly don't. Well, yeah, the reason I'm probably not going to be talking much is because I am fucking tired. I don't know why I'm tired. It surely has nothing to do with me going to sleep at about 4:30 a.m. Because that can't be related to me being tired. I don't believe it. But if I eventually figure it out, I'll solve the problem right away, obviously. Yes, Merry Christmas. Just actually two semen coming out of her face. No, it's also I'm sort of thinking about the scale of the maggots as well, because the bigger they are, the more impact they have on the silhouette of the creature, which is good. But the bigger they are, the smaller the creature looks as well. So if I have more small ones, it looks bigger, but it has a more boring silhouette. You are tired because I hit you with a dollar store sleep spell for testing purposes. I hope it's not too much of a bother. No, don't worry about it, dude. I've always been up for experimental spell casting. Uh, the same way that like people sign up for to try experimental medicine in the real world. I mean, the spells are also real world. I do that, but I sign up for the spell variant. I get random wizards just casting weird spells on me. What am I doing? Hold on, I gotta focus because I'm still tinkering with like the overall silhouette of the thing. Because I want it to be fat like a caterpillar, but it doesn't look that fat yet. It's kind of looking thin. But it also makes sense because, if there's parasites leeching off of her, she's probably not going to look the healthiest. But I don't know. It's such a weird balance to try and strike. But yeah. Also, I do want I did want music in the background of the stream, but I just wanted to work in silence today for some reason. It just felt like working in silence. Yeah, the flow of it's off. I think it's because I'm like drawing over an already existing. Alright, let me just remove these and try again. Oh, you know how I can make the shape language of the fatness come through better? If I can sort of get that visual of like uh, sometimes animals get stuck in things and then they grow into them, like when like a sea turtle gets stuck in like a weird plastic ring and then they still grow up so they have like this like tight plastic ring around their limb or something. I could have something like that where like the silk has stayed on for a while as the witch has like grown. So it's like cutting into her, causing these like I'm basically giving her fucking love handles. Wi- Caterpillar witch love handles. Okay. Also, the spines on her back, I'm not really making them into spikes. I was sort of more going to make them into sort of these feather, very fine feather-like shapes. Reason being, I needed something on her that was going to attract mana. And so I thought it'd be nice because she's a caterpillar to have like those over exaggerated things coming out of it, but just have it be like mana catchers instead. Um, I was going to have her. have this. Like this was a bit of a previous design. Um, I was gonna have like the maggots come out of these like spiraled things, but it looked too orderly, if that makes sense. It looked too like intentional, so I scrapped that. But yeah, then her leg comes out like I don't know, fucking here. What did I miss? You haven't missed anything. We just started pretty much. There. Okay, and then the baby. Have her hold the baby. Okay, and then I do want her face in the camera, actually. Uh, because then I can draw the faces on the maggots that are coming out of her head properly. Um, and it looks more like she's like looking at you and turning her baby away, like get away from me, you know, which fits her more, I'd say. There you go. And then with the col I can't talk. With the silk that's coming out or like strung around her, I want it to be like those fresh, freshly coming out parasites right up here, and then sort of the new cocoons strung up around here, and then like empty discarded cocoons down here. So I'm thinking the new ones would sort of look more white in color, and then they brown or yellow as they get longer. So there's empty ones like down here that are more yellow. First time I've caught a stream. Yippee! You've caught one where I am incredibly low energy, so get ready for an exciting roller coaster. Ooh. Yeah, also I want her to have arms down here as well, because caterpillars have that. And also to re-emphasize like the magic tainted aspect of them, I want to try and sneak in repetitive shapes wherever I can. So when it comes to the limbs on her, I want them to sort of look uh like they repeat themselves. Like instead of just having one pair, I want like one here and then a smaller one and a smaller one and smaller one and smaller one. So it's sort of like, like a satisfying sort of hand looking design. Oh, the string did goofy again. Do you have any custom brush packs? No, no. I have no custom brushes. Or yeah, I don't have any of that. Yeah, I just use base brush from Krita. Okay, how big do I want the cocoons to be? Sadly, or not sadly, but I feel like this size is good because it makes her look bigger, which is kind of what I need because I'm thinking she's quite big. Like this is a person compared to her. Sorry, adjusting my microphone. Witch hats could be flat spiral discs. I mean, I don't think a witch hat's gonna fit this design much. Um, I yeah, the witch hat aesthetic is definitely not something I'm going for. Maybe I can like try and sneak it into other designs somehow, but this one's definitely not gonna work with it. Okay, then her like hair coming down. And then I somehow want faces on the ends of her uh things. So how am I? And then I can have the maggots spilling out like here. I did a mistake with the first version of the witch and how I illustrated the maggots. I drew holes like this on the back and then filled them with the grubs like this. So they looked like they were sort of bundled up under the skin. Which I think, yeah, it works. It's nasty, but it sort of feels a lot less. I want to capture this more, where they're like so fat and juicy that you don't really see the holes that they're coming out of. You just see them being fat and like crammed up next to each other. So you don't really even need to show the holes, just them just like fucking spilling out. Though I do want to show the holes because another interesting image I found was, where is it? Here it is. This one. Oh, this is the thing I was talking about, by the way, with like the caterpillar then protecting the eggs for some fucking reason. Cause so they crawl out, they turn into this cocoon, and then the caterpillar is compelled to cover them with another layer of its own silk. So instead of doing its own thing, it makes a extra layer of protection for the parasites, and then it just sits around the eggs and protects them until it starves to death or just dies. Like I don't know how the fuck they evolved to alter the brain chemistry of a caterpillar that drastically that it thinks I need to protect these at all costs. But yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, this was what I was gonna take inspiration from as well. You see the holes that are left behind, and I like that there's this like individual string attached to that sort of comes out of the hole and like uh makes them hang off of it. That's nice too. So I do want that. And I was thinking that those strings could be instead like nutrient things. So like they still are sapping nutrients from the host even after like coming out and cocooning themselves. Parasitic or symbiotic? Very much parasitic. I mean, incredibly parasitic. It's hijacking the thing to do a function that it's so these eggs what's it's protecting that came out of it. So a wasp came along, stung eggs into the caterpillar. The parasites feed off of the caterpillar as they're growing inside of it, then burrow out of its skin and then make cocoons for themselves and then alter the caterpillar's brain somehow to make it cover them even more and protect them even more, and then die for the sake of a parasite. So I would say that is definitely not beneficial for the for the for the for the caterpillar. Yes. Merry Christmas. Yeah, so I think her design will just have sort of like these black dots on her. Uh, give it something to do. You mean like a job? She might be able to be like a carpenter. Or, I don't know. Fucking. I don't know what she can do. What would she be good at? She has a lot of hands. But like she has a baby. I mean a parasite baby, but a baby nonetheless. I don't think she should be working or she takes care of the baby. That's what she does. The witch is making murder wasp. I don't know yet. I don't know what the things in the cocoons turn into. I mean, clearly there are hatched cocoons, so there are the results of this running around somewhere. But I tried designing them on a different stream. Like we sort of thought about what comes out of the cocoons. I don't think we like came up with anything that I'm happy with yet. I sort of got stuck on that stream and we didn't really get anywhere with the design. So I still don't know um what they hatch into. Probably some sort of bug human hybrid. I mean, that's what comes to mind and I feel like that makes the most sense. But still, I don't know. Some sort of face like that, maybe? Something that implies eyes and like a mouth. And then we can have the band of like color around here. I'll think about it. Also, I'm still thinking if it's like a pattern on the eyes or if it's actually like physically a face. I feel like a pattern would be kind of a cop out, right? It's like I can have it be a pattern quite easily, but it actually being a face is cooler. I mean, we can have varying sized cocoons. Okay, let's think about the face on the end of the eye stalks. So I'm thinking that it's like a rim. Like there's a rim around the face. But that it sort of destroys the look of the parasite for some reason as soon as you put like a as soon as you uncircumcise the parasites and they they look less parasite like. It's and then like have sort of like a ooh ooh kind of face on it. It looks too peaceful. Give it a human skull mouth. That might be trying too hard though. Because I feel like this is too cheesy for my world for some reason. I like I feel like it totally work if I was making another like cheesier world building project. That'd be awesome. Like parasites with fucking skull teeth on the end of them. But I don't think it fits for this design. Baby face. Yeah, I'm thinking baby face as well, but I mean, we have proven in a previous stream that I am shit at drawing baby faces. So I have no idea. Ooh, something like this. Are the eye stalks coming out of where the witch's mouth? Yeah, I know where. Somewhere where the witch's mouth was. Scrunched crying baby face. Yeah, it just feels like a scrunched crying baby face doesn't work. Ugh. This, uh, I think the issue is a lot of the yuckiness of the parasites relies on the way you shade them. So without shading, it's sort of hard to. Well, yeah, then the easy solution with that statement is then fucking shade it. Yeah, of course. This is me answering myself, by the way. I just realized. I mean, I can't tell if it's good or not without shading. Well, then fucking shade it. Like what's the problem? Okay, because they have these wonderful colors uh that are all very yummy. Like this sort of very crimsony red or okay, I'll just shade it like it's supposed to be, and then we can see about adding to it. So something like this, right? And then we have like greener ring, and then like a paler white part as well, like this, right? And then it still looks like, it's kind of not that yucky, right? But the final touch that makes it yucky is the really bright highlight that like runs down uh the side of it. So hold on, let me add that. That's kind of annoying because the fucking pattern's in the way. Yeah, this kind of makes it like help look a lot more uh wormy and juicy like that. See? So how do I how many layers do you normally use? Like 3 normally. The additional layers I don't really count because it's just like I just I have I use like 2 layers for 99% of the process, and then at the end I just sort of don't care and just smack more layers on top. So I always start with like, whoops. I start with a sketch, right? And then I put the color underneath it, and then I try to like clean up everything as much as possible with that. And then I make a layer above the line work and just sort of add more color. So normally it ends with 3, but sometimes I'm like, I want like a highlight here, but I'm too lazy to like added into the already existing layer, so I'm just gonna make another layer on top and add like a lightning or a lighting filter and just like put a streak across, and then it's like, oh, some smoke here would be nice, add another layer for some extra smoke, and then oh, this would be so I use very little layers until I become too lazy to bother and then I just put like everything on a separate layer for no reason. She's kind of cute. Yeah, the parasite's kind of cute. I guess that's the issue with giving them faces is that it's gonna make them kind of cute. So how do we even? Okay, so I'm gonna just like render it like this first. Right, so just normally. That's how it would look if I didn't add anything to it. And I'm gonna make a layer on top of that, and let's try and like tinker around with maybe the... So if I add like a rim to it here, and then have something here be the face. If I do like a 3-dot face like this, it's gonna look cute. That's sort of the issue. Like just an anime face, big eyes. Yay! It's awful. Yeah, foreskin. That doesn't work, right? So if we make the face white instead of red, I feel like it loses a lot of that creepiness. But then it'd be easier to draw a face on it. Is a nose important? Do we need the face to have a nose? Just upset. It just looks like a grandma with a sweater. Like all of a sudden there's just like a grandma coming out of her eyes. If I just draw, let's just try and draw just a human face on the end of it. Like literally just a human face. Like this, and like highlight the nose. And then we could give her like... Does she have teeth? Mmm. I think we're... Hold on. Give me the fucking black color, damn. Color picker. Okay, and then highlights. Sort of like just a flayed baby, you know? And like a nice highlight around the, the foreskin. I'd say that has potential. I think you're doing too much. Yeah, it it yeah, kind of too much, isn't it? If you think about it on like an it'd work better in a close-up shot. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like if it's like the head here, like the idea of weird neck with parasites coming out of the face, and then the parasites have faces. That's nice. But as soon as you like zoom out to this point, it's like, fuck, that's a lot, you know? Caterpillar witch with parasites coming out of her back that are cocooning themselves into a weird veil. She has like feathery decorations that attract mana, a lot of limbs, and holding a baby, and then has baby faced parasites coming out of her face. It might be a little much. Or if not, I have to like I think maybe it's the because the that like because just because it's like cut off from the rest of the parasite, it might just look a little too separate. I think hold on, I need something like the thing is it's just a head, which is kind of annoying. I feel like it needs something like those barbs that botflies have. Or maybe just hands? Like it's like that Thomas the Tank Engine meme where he's like crawling out of his husk. Uh, what if I just give them hands? How do I don't want it looking goofy, but like I don't want long arms either. Because if we're doing this, like if it's like actively trying to push itself out of her face, then it goes in the Thomas Tank Engine direction. Yeah, but if it's baby hands, then it looks like a Muppet. Like, oh, dearie me. Oh, I'm so full. Kind of. It looks like the purple thing from McDonald's. And also, like, the hard part is how do I make limbs come off of a thing that doesn't have shoulders? If I just make the limbs come out like this, it looks silly, right? Because there's no shoulders to attach to. So I'd either need to make more, like, give the thing more of a structure. What if I give it, like, insect legs? And just, like, have them come out like this? Just a little, you know? Nubs. Yeah, yeah, it's like some sort of nubs might work. Eh, like, if I give them limbs, then it sort of like makes it even. I don't think the limbs fit, or the long like insect limbs fit, just because all the other parasites wouldn't have them. So it just doesn't. It doesn't need to make sense, but I feel like it makes it even. There's too much. I feel like I need to make it work without limbs. Because if it's individual heads have individual faces and they all have like a lot of insect limbs, it's getting too cluttered, you know? Like it's gonna be hard to tell when all the limbs like pile on top of each other and shit. So I feel like it has to be something very minimal, but just enough to like round out. So yeah, maybe just the little barbs of like bot flies. Like that. Do I give it ears? Is ears the answer? Yeah, maybe it just doesn't stick out enough. I need to look more like a squeezy toy. More like those toys you squeeze. Come on. Eyes out more. Do I give it pupils? Oh god. That's worse. No pupils, I don't think. Also not red enough. I know exactly what reference I need to look up. I can't pull it up on the stream. No eyes. Doesn't work. No. Hmm. It looks like a some sort of SpongeBob close-up image. Normal eyes. Stop forcing it. A normal eye. Jesus Christ, let me tinker. Fuck. Stop having fun. Just let me draw. Stop forcing the buck. Fuck. Damn. Y'all are forcing him to stop. Yeah, like what the fuck? Just let me tinker. Jesus. It's getting more and more goofy. Maybe let me just take the whole thing. Just push it down. Maybe it's just a little long. Thinking about it. I I like it. I think I need to like sort of process it for a while, but I think we're on to something. You know? I think we're getting somewhere with the weird baby face. Are we okay? Hold on. I want to try and draw teeth on it. I don't know if teeth would work or not. Are we giving the baby teeth? Look at the little baby. He's just looking up at the sky like, oh, all the wonders of the world. Fucking Bug's Life looking at. It's morning. Spiky teeth. No, no. Just oh right, we do the classic baby. Just like one fucking stupid tooth. There you go. Perfect. Goo goo gaga. Yeah, maybe a lighter red. We can try a lighter red. Hold on. Fuck, let me. Thank you. Okay, let's see. Let's go with like a more. I mean, that's even worse, is it? Hold on. Look at my red tip boy. Beautiful. That's a horrible sentence. I'm not gonna say that again. Look at him. He's so inflamed. Maybe the schnoz gotta be more schnozzing. No. Yeah, maybe a brighter red was the way to go. You're a red-tipped boy. Yeah, that's. I didn't mean it to sound that awful. You know what? I think the reason it doesn't look perfect is because there's just one of them at the moment. Just you wait. When we draw all of his buddies next to him, he's gonna look just fine. But yeah, let's leave it at that for now. I'm gonna come back to tackle that later on in the process. Yeah, I think it has potential. I want to keep the baby face on the thing. Give all the maggots little baby faces. I'm tempted to, but my God, is that gonna be a chore? I mean, we can hint at it. It's like if we make it, because the small ones, it's not like I'm gonna be able to render a whole face on them, but I can imply that there is a face on them. If it's that busy on the eyes, you should have the area around the head simpler. I mean, it is quite simple. It's just the neck with some hair on it. Like, there's nothing much going on, uh, besides the maggots in her head. Like, nothing else to take the attention away from it. The next, like, big detail is up here. But I think it's fine. But please make it canon that his name is Red Tip Boy. I I I'll have to think about it. I mean, I feel like someone's gonna call it Red Tip Boy in the world. It makes sense. But I don't want to be the one to perpetuate that. But yeah, I feel like parasites and babies sort of go hand in hand as a theme. Like the theme sort of like works in interesting way. I don't think it's necessary for me to clarify that I don't think parasites or I don't think babies are actually like parasites. I don't think I need to clarify that, but I'm just saying in the context of this design, it's a neat like connection we can make. In real life, I don't consider them parasites. Jesus. Just in case somebody thinks to like, God, Simon's correlating parasites with babies. He hates babies. Can babies sing Twinkle Twinkle Little Star? I don't know. If you teach him, maybe he can. Do they make sounds? They surely need to make sounds. If she could scream, it would be howls of love for all her red-tipped boys and girls. Yes. What happened to her head, skull? I don't know. Fucking melted away. Who knows? Dissolved? I don't know. Yeah, probably. I don't think that far. Sometimes I do, and it don't help the design. It just makes my head hurt. I'd rather okay. I do want the backside of her to look different from the front, so I might go hiccups. I might go more with whatever I'm pointing at. So have it be more like the tail, like uh, that, and then there you go. And then have parasites spilling out of her bum. What does her curse look like? I don't know. I don't know what her curse looks like, actually. I still want to keep the tapeworms or whatever I did with like the previous version though. Even though it doesn't have uh it's not connected into the like life cycle of whatever the fuck's going on with her babies. It's still a parasite and I think that fits cuz she's a witch of parasites, which means I doubt there's only one parasite that's inhabiting her. There's multiple, but there you go. I'm not gonna make it as fucking goatsy style asscapey as the first version. I'm just gonna have like, a string of them trailing behind her. Not to this extent, I don't think. Hi, first time catching alive. Hello, welcome. I hope that's not the first sentence you heard me say, but welcome to the stream. She better have tapeworms. What the fuck? Hey Simon, how's your Christmas? Uh, normal. I mean, we don't, or we don't celebrate Christmas. So, nothing. But that's not like a bad thing. That's just, we don't celebrate Christmas. Or like we don't have a tree and shit. We went to eat something with the family. Uh went out to eat like grilled fish. Or no, we didn't went go out to eat grilled fish. We made grilled fish at home. So I guess that sort of counts as our celebration. That's it. That's all we did. We just grilled fish and then ate grilled fish and then went yippee, and then that was the end of it. But yeah, my day's been going great. I got Elden Ring. Nice. Enjoy that. I also have Elden Ring. I haven't gotten past. Uh, I haven't even gotten into fucking whatever the fuck the dragon dude is guarding in front of. I forgot what that one's called, but yeah, I'm shit at the game. I stopped playing because I was too shit at the game. Like the whole reason I got the game was like, oh my god, I could use this as such good inspiration for my world building project, or just like, the art's inspiring, so I'd love to see it. So I got the game, and then I realized, you know what? This is gonna take me way too fucking long to see anything. So I just watched playthroughs of it and got the same. I know it's like you should have experienced it yourself. Well, yes, but I'm shit at games, so I'd rather watch somebody else play it, and then I can get all the designs that I wanted to look at and be like, "Ooh, look at those designs, nice." Simon does suck at games. Oh yeah, I streamed myself playing Elden Ring when I got it like ages ago, on Twitch, and I died so much. Like, goodness gracious. I died so much. Uh Body video. Yeah. I watched them. That's for sure. For the Did you get the art book? Yes. Yes, I did get the art book. In very legal and normal means of acquiring art books. Mr. Simon Guy, I don't know if you celebrate any holidays, but happy holidays to you. Yes, we do have New Year though. We do celebrate New Year. Only the most trusted of sources, indeed. But yeah, I saw the trailer for the new thing that FromSoft is doing, where like I don't even know what the fuck it is. It's something. I don't know what it's supposed to be. I didn't look into it further. I just saw the trailer, and then people complaining about it. Something. It's just an asset flip or whatever. I don't have nostalgia for any of the other FromSoft games, like the Dark Souls and stuff, or like the Nameless King that was in the, or like the Centipede Demon and all that was in the trailer, because I never played any of the other ones besides Elden Ring. Uh, it looks interesting. I don't know what the fuck it is though, but apparently they're just mashing shit together now, which is great. It's a co-op Elden Ring. I mean, is it a separate game or like a DLC? It's a separate. Is I yeah, I don't know. So does that mean that it's like canon? Because like, weren't people like theorizing for a while? That's like, ooh, Elden Ring might be set in the Dark Souls universe. Does this like confirm those theories that it's all connected now? Like they're just different fucking uh dimensions or whatever term you want to use. It's a non-canon. Non-canon? Oh, come on. You can spin it in there somehow. They can try and wiggle it in there. Non-canon. Shame. Such a shame. Is there warlocks? I mean, what do you mean by is there warlocks? What defines a warlock? Then I can tell you yes or no. Is it if you mean like uh a a spellcaster that derives their source of power from boons uh given by like higher beings, then no. A male, if it's just a male witch, then yes. Though, like the source of their powers is still the same as all the others. They abide by the rules of the magic system that is within the world. So, like, my world doesn't have any separate sources of magic. Like, all of them are under the umbrella of mana and all that. You know, they might look wildly different from each other, or work wildly different, but it's all under the same rule set. Because it's not like, oh, one, mages take it from mana, and then there's another type that uses deities, and the other one that uh like uses nature magic and blah 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 magic and whatever. No pact magic, no. I was about to have a conniption when I saw the Nameless King in the trailer. Yeah, I know the impact that that boss had on people, because of Let's Play. No, because like yeah, I just watch people suffer on it a lot, and it's funny. So I know that it's like neat that he's there. I don't know what role he'd play though. He seems like he sort of just popped in on like a random fucking wide open field, didn't he? In the trailer. I hope they don't just smack him in a field like a fucking random dragon encounter, and it's just like, oh yeah, Nameless King's right there, in the middle of that field. What's he doing there? I don't fucking know. He's just there, minding his own business until somebody gets too close. I hope that's not the case. They got to put him somewhere that's like significant. Same with the centipede demon. Wasn't he also just in a random fucking field? Battle Roy. Wait, hold on. What? Battle Royale? Don't tell me that it's a battle royale. Where did they say that? Is it, or is that just a word you wanted to use? It's not a battle royale. Kinda. Getting mixed signals. The death zone mechanic? Huh? It only shares with them the death zone mechanic. Wait, so it has the game has a fucking like an encroaching storm, like a circle? Are you fighting against other people? No PvP. Oh, what? It's conf It has the storm, but no PvP. I gotta read up on this more because the more you give me details, the more confused I am, and I think I'm never gonna understand it fully just asking you guys about it. I'd better just fucking look it up myself. I feel like that's gonna be uh less annoying for you. I'll leave it at that. Yeah, that's an interesting combination. I'm liking this design a lot, actually. I think I'm quite happy with it. It definitely developed a lot from the original design that I thought I couldn't improve upon. Sometimes I think too narrowly about designs for sure. Because when I did like the first design of her with the tapeworms coming out of her ass and like the maggots in her back or whatever, I was like, yeah, that's good. Like that's enough for the design. Uh, and then I like rendered it out and I'm like, "Ah, it's kind of lacking." It's because I drew it in my sketchbook. Like I there's this thing where if I draw it in a sketchbook at like a smaller scale, designs that lack things can look a lot more complete on paper because it just feels more, it's smaller as well. Like it's like a little thumbnail pretty much. So it just makes you think, oh yeah, that has all the things that it needs, and then you zoom it out and then start rendering it, and you're like, oh shit, there's actually quite a bit of empty space and nothing sort of to it. And also the concept didn't have like the additional layer of like the I like the suggestion. That's definitely my favorite suggestion somebody gave when I asked for like feedback was the have her hold the parasites like a baby. And I'm like, oh, that's perfect. Like that's a perfect like little cool correlation you can or like a just a thing you can add to the design. And that really helped like elevate it from just being a witch that has parasites into having like actual like some sort of visual storytelling behind it. I'm still thinking about adding like there was also somebody who suggested giving her some things that are remnants from when she was human. Like jewelry or something like that. Like tattered cloth, but the thing is I don't really know where to put that. Oh, somebody said wedding ring as well. That could be something, I guess. I could definitely try and put like a wedding ring. It'd be like a small detail, but if you like look really close, then maybe it'd be interesting. Issue is, I don't know which of the arms would be the main arm. Like what's the main arm that's her arm, original arm? The ones holding the baby. I mean, all of them are pretty much holding the baby. Like I'm sort of thinking of them Like they're like a row of arms all clutching it together. I can, but yeah, having it on like it's gonna be kind of hard because the angle makes it so you sort of only see the index finger and maybe the next one, like not the ring finger though. Also, that implies that marriage traditions are the same in my world as in the real world. I don't think I'm gonna reinvent the wheel and say, oh, they wear the finger on a different finger. Just gonna make it the same, because then I can use that in visual storytelling better. Uh, Instead of like having people to look up what the fuck the marriage traditions are and then the symbolism that gets uh shown in designs of my made up marriage traditions. It'll just be easier to just put a ring on the fucking ring finger. What hand? Because like necklaces and stuff like that, that definitely doesn't work. Because like look at her head. I don't think anything there is remaining. The necklace definitely didn't like stretch that much. Having a ring on a necklace is actually very interesting though. Like, because we can either go she has something stuck on her from her remaining life because it just didn't fall off when she's transformed, right? So it's like the ring on the finger because her hand's still there and her arm's still there, so the ring's just there. Everything else fell off. But if we say like a ring on a necklace that actually fits her, that might sort of imply that somewhere throughout the transformation, she had the consciousness enough to lose the ring or something and then make her own necklace with it to try and keep it on. Ring on red tip? No, don't put the ring around red tip, please. Could be a necklace that's choking her. Yeah, it could, but I feel like it's gonna be too much. If I like, if I make the necklace here, it's gonna be like she's like a weird bobblehead. Yeah, have her hold the necklace. Seems like it would. I mean, having it, if she's like just dangling it here, that's the most visually easy place to put it. Yeah, I think just having it dangle there, it might not be the most make sense place, but for the sake of like showing it off in the drawing, it's gonna be the easiest because you can actually see the damn thing. If I make it as a necklace, I can like hang it off here, but I feel like that's gonna look goofy. If I hang it off her neck like proper here, then you don't see it. Uh, so just having it like right there, I think makes it the easiest to. Gold tooth on close up? Where? Gold tooth where? I mean, if this is her mouth like stretched out with the parasites coming out, I guess you could have her teeth like here at the bottom and have one of them be a gold tooth, but actually, do I want to show her teeth? Maybe. I'll leave them in there for now. Might want to show the teeth. It'll tell us more clearly what part of her has the parasites coming out, but also might be a little goofy. I mean, the babies coming out of the parasite or the parasites with baby heads is already goofy, but for some reason, like the teeth on the bottom of the stretched out thing is a different type of goofy. Because the way I was gonna give it away wasn't gonna be teeth. The angle doesn't really help me with it, but and originally I wanted it so the neck's sort of stretched out like this, and then there's like this like really flattened, stretched out nose and eyes, like hidden amongst the like lines up here, so you can sort of tell that this is the mouth, stretched out, but this angle doesn't really, those would be like over here, and you can't really see that. So, but yeah, does she move around much? Um, I feel like she'd have to eat a lot just to feed the parasites. So for that sake, I think she'd have to move a lot. She's also dropping babies off at different people. So, uh, I, I'm, hmm. What I'm kind of thinking is that because she has the main cocoon that she's taking care of, her, the brain chemistry shit's going on, and she's like desperately trying to get rid of all the other ones because that one's like winning. The same way like a bird nest, like some types of birds, they have one big fat baby bird and they'll just feed that one and let the others die, or that baby bird just like kills the other ones or whatever. I don't remember the specifics, but like this one's like winning, so the rest are kind of like go away, you know? So maybe these like parasites that are coming out of her and the additional ones, she's like crashing into trees and scraping up against things to like try and tear them away because they're not her baby. Her baby is this one. Yeah. And then that just inevitably means that those parasites go and infest other things. Uh, are the babies she drops at doorsteps bombs? Ah, why? I don't think she dropped them at her door or at your doorstep. Also, I don't know if they've hatched out like this, then they're not really gonna go look for more hosts at that point. They're basically useless until they hatch. So what actually infects other people is more the things that come out of the cocoons, which I still haven't designed yet. So I don't know. Do you think her hatched babies, like the would come after her as well? I feel like they would. Like that's why she's constantly running as well, or like going somewhere, is because her babies when they hatch just try to attack her again. Uh so she keeps having to move locations. Could get rid of the hair. No, I want to keep the hair. I like the hair. And I already said why the necklace wouldn't really fit. Dead bee's mother. Her larva would need to metamorphoses before trying to infect others. I don't think the adult form would attack her. Her larva would need to metamorphosize before trying to infect others. think the adult form would attack her. Well, I'm sort of thinking that the parasites aren't like perfect. They were created from the witch, so they're a new creature, but I don't think they'd be perfect. So I'm thinking like maybe they're kind of self-destructive. Like the shit that gets better over generations of like evolution or whatever the fuck that hasn't happened yet. So they're very like messy. I'm also thinking like the curses would like the curses affect the parasites that she spawns as well. So sometimes you'll see like dead witch spawn with like curse marks on it or whatever, where they've just like, so it's all like sort of very messy and like it's crashing and uh like they're killing themselves and shit like that in different ways just because it's still like a mess. It's not a very clean cycle of life for them yet, you know? Does that make sense? Yeah, so I'm sort of thinking that if her spawn attack her, like if they try to like get her with more parasites again, it sort of makes sense where they're like very self-destructive. They don't care. It's like, well, there's a fucking host. Let me put the parasites in her. You know. Could you explain curses? Well, the main issue with explaining curses is that people in the world don't understand them yet. All they know, Tondri is like desperately trying to research curses and understand them more, and the understanding that he has come to for now is that we don't know how they spread or how they infect uh new people. They just appear on people, right? And they appear in these like circular marks that take in mana, and that mana gets spent on turning the host of the spell into something. Like they get some sort of thing that happens to them, right? And oftentimes the effect of the curse on the host is similar to the witch that they contracted it from. But that's not universal. Sometimes it doesn't have anything to do with the witch that they got it from either. So it's inconsistent. And some curses just like have such negative effects that it just kills the host. Some of them are lucky and have curses that are like not as severe and let them live a little longer. Uh, so yeah, we don't know. That's sort of the concerning thing, is we don't know what part of a witch gets you cursed, you know? That's the issue. It's like when you look at it, you see a witch and they have inputs. Inputs take in mana. All other types of creatures have outputs where they expel the mana out of them in the form of spells, but witches don't have a clear output. You that's the thing they've been stuck on. Is like how the fuck are curses spreading and what the hell are curses even, you know? What a cursed cast look like? That nothing. That's the issue. There is no like there have been cases of people getting into the vicinity of witches and then suddenly having curses or a curse like a few days later they see the mark on them. And it's like they didn't see the witch, they didn't interact with the witch, but they have a curse. you know? So that's why it's so confusing. It's like, what is the thing that's spreading curses? They stink. They have a smell. They're kind of stinky. I asked that before you explained it. Oh, okay. He's getting violet activism. No. Would some people eat witches like fruit? What? No. I don't think anybody would want to eat witches. But yeah, so that's like the main thing that people or Tondri is trying to research, especially is he's trying to find a cure for curses. So we're working on that. I'm saying it like I'm one of his fucking employees. We're working on that. We're trying to figure out curses. Please wait. But yeah, that's sort of the fun part I think about them because witches and curses are supposed to kind of represent the like chaotic and unexplainable part of magic in the world. Uh I mean, obviously, eventually they will figure it out, but for now, it the part that's scary about witches is that they don't get it. We don't know what the fuck they're doing, or how the fuck they're doing it, or when the fuck. Like the question is when witches even. Like when did witches start? What causes people to turn into witches? That's also another thing that they're struggling to understand, which I think is fun. Yeah, it's there to contrast the other part of magic that humans are tinkering with like the mages and stuff like that. That they've sort of turned it into a science, right? They've understood that part thoroughly and can control it very well. But there's still another part of magic that is very wild and you know, it's like witches are like wild runes, arcane season 2 type shit. Yeah, it's kind of like a don't try to tinker with it type magic. Some lady looked at me and now I got chicken feet. Exactly. That's the kind of weird shit they have to deal with. And obviously, Rom, the people or Rom, the country that is funding Tondri's research, is looking to somehow weaponize curses, and that's why they're funding Tondri. I don't know how to really like tell the story of the world because I want to like sort of explore the conflict that Tondri is stuck in, where he's like trying to research curses for the benefit of like curing people of them. And though the Ram, you know, the country of Ram is funding his research for the sake of using it. And I don't know how hesitant he'd be to share that knowledge, or is he like purposely withholding knowledge from Ram to prolong his funding to keep researching curses to hopefully find a cure before he has to like share it fully, or is Tandri cursed? Oh, he's cursed to shit. I haven't talked about I want to talk about Tandri a lot more because my man Tondri is a healing mage who's stuck in a lead-lined church or chapel. He basically lined a chapel with lead to keep out any source of mana because he has a bunch of curses. Like his body is riddled with these curse marks, and if he gets in contact with any mana, he's gonna very quickly die from any of the curses. So he's stuck in a room um and he has to have his researchers in there with him, and they bring, you know, the witches that the witch hunters they pay capture into the room, and he takes them apart and tries to study them and stuff like that, and curses as well. So he also feels I feel like Tondri feels very useless as well. He used to be a traveling healer, you know, like he'd go out into locations and physically go and heal people, and now he's sort of stuck in a room doing like toiling away at his research, not being able to do anything without the help of his followers. What would happen? I mean, if he gets in contact with a tiny bit of mana, nothing really. But the issue is because he has so many like curse inputs on him. Uh, if he went out and like stayed outside for a long time, he'd succumb to his curses pretty quickly, probably. Like you can see on Jakob, like Jakob the witch hunter, he has like three or four of them sort of like clumped together on his back, and that's already turning him into a fucking chicken, right? It's taken years for that transformation to happen, but still, he's kind of worse. Like he's not doing well. Tundri has them all over him. Like his the hunch on his back, I was thinking would be basically a pile of them, like corals, pretty much. So if he went outside for even like I don't know, fucking a week, he'd probably be dead. Will you draw him? I mean, I have drawn him. Hold on. I have drawn Tundri before. I just haven't drawn him naked, if that makes sense. I haven't drawn his affliction under his costume. Let me find him. Tundri, my boy. Here he is. This is Tundri. Tundri pinup when? Oh my god. What's the most famous case of a witch curse? Good question. I don't know. I feel like there surely would be very interesting cases of witch curses. Tawndry would definitely be one to know of them, if those were the case. I don't know what would be an interesting case of witch curses. Oh yeah, actually, I do know. The Marble Men of Burla, those are a very interesting case of witch curses. Though I don't want to talk about that yet, because that's still very far into the future when I get to cover that. The Blair Witch. Oh my god. How did he get his curses? Well, he's been researching and in contact with witches and witches' dead bodies and other people that are cursed. So presumably it's from all of that. The oiled up big men? No, no, not the oiled up big men. Other. What if a mage turned into a witch? I I don't know what would happen if a mage turned into a witch. I feel like the transformation would happen a lot quicker. They have an input of their own already. Uh, so yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like they'd still turn into something, uh, but probably quicker and worse than a normal person. You could call it a warlock. Good point. Could call it a warlock. Are there female mages for the setting of Ramen or for the countries of Ramen Varus? No. Uh there can be. Like there's nothing stopping a uh Like there's nothing anatomical that's stopping a woman from getting the same implants and doing magic, but just in the setting for the two countries that are at war, they don't have any female witches. Why not just call it a hag? Because witches are neat. Why don't they? Culture, blah blah blah. I don't know. I just didn't want to draw any. I'm bad at drawing women. That's why I was just bad at drawing chicks. So I just didn't uh think I just tried to come up with an excuse for why there's no female mages. Probably some cultural reason. There's a war going on. I don't know. But yeah, I'm just bad at drawing women. I mean, how many have you seen me draw? I don't think I've drawn like one. That's about it. Female mage when I get better at drawing women, I guess, which is probably gonna be never because I don't draw them. I only like men. What's so hard to understand, guys? I like men. No, Jesus. But yeah, you have a girlfriend for a reference. Well, I don't want to. What do you mean? I have a girlfriend for? I don't think that's a necessary requirement for me to be able to draw females. It's just that I don't draw them that often. I like drawing men. God. Yeah. I mean, this is I was sort of yeah, I guess this is a woman. Like this is a female witch. The witches can be male and female. This is a female witch. So there you go. Here, look at it. I drew a woman. You should be happy. What kind of men are your favorite to draw? Uh, what kind of men are my favorite? Guys, he likes drawing oiled up men. Now hold on, don't put words in my mouth. Don't put words in my mouth. I haven't answered the question yet. Big lanky men, I mean, seems like it from my world building project. I mean, the magic system's based around making big lanky men. So actually I'm going to leave that question unanswered. We can leave that up to speculation. That'll leave my legacy lasting after I pass away. They'll still be questioning after I pass like god, what was he into? What kind of men? We'd never know. We can only speculate. Hand fetish. No, I don't have a hand fetish. I already explained my reasons for that topic. I justified it. It doesn't count for me. We know what you are, Simon. You say that like I'm a fucking troll from that scene where uh Hellboy wears the goggles to see trolls in their true forms. It's like, ah, you see me? You wretched bastard. You see my true form. Hiss. I like well-drawn feet in a non-fetish way. That's not me, but by the I read something in the chat. That's not me. I didn't say that. That's Lord Krabs said that. But yeah. I'm trying to get in your headspace of like I like well drawn feet in a non fetish way. Yeah, I mean it's I can see it. I can see it. It's impressive because like I'm bad at drawing feet. Feet are really I feel like feet are harder to draw than hands. So like seeing some well drawn, like well defined grippers, you gotta give the that's impressive. That's admirable. And you're like, wow, they really studied that. Yeah, I can see it. I can see it. Clip that. Not everything needs to be clipped. Jesus. Can there be good curses? Yes. Yes, there can. Although 90% of them are quite negative. Well-defined nah, because you gotta when it comes to art, you can appreciate it. You can appreciate it. Like what? I don't see what's so hard to get with that. What's so hard to grip with that sentence? To grasp. What's so hard to grasp? Plus 3-inch curse. Nah. I mean, curses are meant to like represent the fears of somebody and then exude those uh into physical traits. So if it's like the rare occasion that there's someone that has a fear of big schlongs and they get cursed, like if they that's the biggest fear in their minds, like they constantly think about it. It's like, God, I can't stand them. Big schlongs. I'm terrified. And then they get a curse, then maybe the effect of the curse would be that they get a big schlong. But I feel like it wouldn't be that like no, no. If they are afraid of small schlongs, then I feel like theirs would shrink. If they're afraid of big schlongs, that's what they get. So you get what you're scared of, right? But I feel like it wouldn't be that stable, right? You wouldn't be like, God, I'm deathly scared of big schlongs, and then you get cursed and you just get a convenient 3 extra inches. I feel like it'd be like, because curses are very unpredictable. I feel like you'd get extra schlongs in places that you wouldn't want schlongs, right? Because that's how the curse develops, and then that's definitely a case that Tondri would be interested in. Like, yo, dude, somebody got cursed and he's like growing schlongs out of weird places. Please don't curse me. But yeah, so he never sitted was schlong that was the plus 3 inches curse. Well, yeah, but that's what I thought of. Because again, I think about men all the time, so that's what I thought of. So that's what I guided the conversation to. You can't blame me. I'm so scared of curvy women. No, hear me out. You can't. The curse is no. Okay, the curse knows. You can't just like shout at the top of your lungs. God, I I I hate curvy women while running into the den of a witch. Like some of you guys are freaks. You'll run into the den of witches just like screaming at the top. God, I hate curvy women. I'm deathly afraid of them. Please don't. And just desperately trying to get cursed. Nah, that doesn't work like that. You'll the curse will know. It'll give you what you're actually afraid of or whatever the fuck. I don't know. So traumatizing someone into something positive can be weaponized? Yes, boy, you're correct. That is something that can happen. Uh, that is what I wanted or that is going to happen. There you go. I'm just gonna confirm it. Yeah, that is the way to take advantage of curses. Funnily enough, if you just traumatize the fuck out of someone into exuding traits that might be beneficial, you could get positive traits out of curses. Oh no, oiled up men. Ah. I'm not drawing at this point. I mean, we're just babbling. This is turned into a classic Simon stream. This is not good. I need to get back on topic. Oh, right. I was gonna, because she has the maggots coming out of her face. I was gonna think that she might have like a weird bridal veil thing going on, or just like more of that silk like covering her face as well, just because they'd be trying to make cocoons on her face. So that could be interesting. I mean, the two big ones on the sides wouldn't, but just like a maybe like a little wispy thing going on. It also give me excuse not to draw all of them, so that's nice. So yeah, something like that. No hair on the eyes. No, it's not hair. It's silk. Like the hair is brushing up on the eyes. I mean, yes, it is as well. I mean, that's good then, right? Because it's icky. It's insanely nasty. Good job. Thank you. Yeah, I think it's so there's definitely I know it's less nasty than the first design. Uh some people did point that out in the comments when I like showed this design in the or like a sort of similar version to this in the in on YouTube. They were like, it's not as like full out nasty like the first one. And I agree, it's not as nasty as just like pure just maggots coming out and shit. But I think it's worth to sacrifice some of that for more of a like significant design rather than just pure gross out factor. I'm fine with that. I don't need it to be like 100% the grossest thing or whatever. But some grossness is definitely nice. Yeah, I like the silhouette though. Even, I mean, it's a mess. It's an absolute mess of a silhouette, but it has more going on than. And I'm happy that I redrew it and didn't just force myself to stick with this one. I think this one has looks a little more clunky compared to this. I'm more happy with this. This looks more the proportions are better. Looks kind of like a shrimp. Yeah, it kind of does. Kind of does. Definitely because of these like ridges and flaps that I added at the bottom. Now I'm hungry for shrimp. Does it have metamorphosis? Like, does this thing turn into something eventually? I don't know. The whole scary, or not the whole scary thing, but another scary thing about witches is that they're like constantly changing, and like they keep getting worse. So, I mean, it's eventually gonna turn into different things, or not it will like slowly just turn into weirder and weirder versions of itself. So who knows what it'll fucking turn into if it gets left alone for too long. This design feels more Dark Souls. Yeah, I'm happy with it. Definitely gives me some like very Dark Soulsy, or more like I'd say more like Bloodborne vibes, which I like. But yeah, I think that's gonna be enough for the stream though, because I'm just gonna like doodle away at this off stream. It was fun though. It was fun talking. But yeah, I'm gonna work on this off stream, and I'm also gonna get some something to eat. as well, so I don't want to like have you guys waiting in a quiet stream until I come back from eating. So I'd rather just end it. Yeah. Merry Christmas, everybody. Take care and enjoy your Christmases. Because for me, it's right. Wait, is Christmas the 25th or 24th? I completely forgot. Hold on, I'll search it up. I didn't really need to ask, but oh, it is the 25th. My dad was wrong. What the fuck? I told him it was the 25th is Christmas, and he said like no, it's the 24th. So we celebrated on the wrong day. Whoops. No, we had the grilled fish, right? That was like our Christmas kind of thing. We did that on the 24th. We didn't do it today. Yeah, doesn't really matter. But yeah, take care, everybody. Take care.